Man, the Mythbusters would love this one. Can you, in fact, make a car jump about 5 times its own height, land on a platform, and keep driving? Can you throw oil at a police car and knock it off the road without suffering any damage to your own vehicle? Can you get 5,000 points for doing so? I get the feeling the answers to all of those would be busted, but that didn't stop City Connection. This old-school arcade classic about painting roads around the world hit the NES back in 1988, when exactly this kind of abstraction and moderately Pac-Man-like behavior was condoned in the video game world. What exactly is going on here depends on which version you're playing. The US version presents us with this blonde Joker who's presumably stolen a heck of a lot of paint, which happens to be leaking out of his car. And by covering all the roads, including the inexplicable suspended tracks with paint, he evades the police? Yeah, it doesn't make that much sense, so let's try again. According to the original Japanese version, you're in fact playing as a woman named Clarice, who's driving an 81 Honda City, hence the name. And while on a whirlwind tour of the world, all Carmen Sandiego style, you've hit upon the bright idea of painting every road you drive on, just because you've been there. No less strange, perhaps even more so, but at least there's some rationale. You're probably not going to care though, because you're being chased and you gotta paint, and there's freaking cats everywhere. So drive and jump and drive, collect oil cans and use them to spin out the police presence. Hit a cat or, even more inexplicably, a bamboo shoot growing out of the street, and you lose a life. Hit a car that isn't spinning an oil and you explode all Mach Rider style, only for your various limbs and shrapnel and whatnot to reform into hearts and bounce around the screen to some lighthearted tune. Look, it's strange, but it's the 80s. Everyone was just shocked by the fact you had detailed backgrounds of New York and London and Paris, and then you collect 3 balloons, and then all of a sudden you're warped all the way out to the freaking Taj Mahal in Agra. City Connection could probably be coded in 12 minutes by any 15-year-old with a can of Monster today, but it's still pretty darn fun and challenging. Your little Honda City can turn on a dime, though you've got a second or two after such a maneuver where you're limited in what you can do. Acceleration isn't an issue, as Elwood Blues has seemingly glued your gas pedal down so you're maintaining a constant speed. The entire difficulty is in the execution then, as your every move is stymied by cats from out of nowhere. So for a quick romp through your every mad road painting fantasy, I can safely say that there's nothing out there that's going to scratch that particular racing/platforming itch. That might be for the better, in truth.